Do you frequent Cape Cod in the summer? Then, perhaps you're familiar with the Highland Lighthouse. Producer Dave Fraser takes us to visit this nautical beacon, which is still serving as an active aid to navigation.
The Highland Light was at one time the biggest and most powerful light on the East Coast. I think it's part of our American heritage, and I think people tend to be drawn to it for that reason, but I also tend to think there's an attraction of a lighthouse by the sea to most people, because people do climb it. It puzzles me a little bit because I'm an older guy, and when I was a little kid, this lighthouse and the other lighthouses were very big parts of our maritime heritage because global positioning systems and things like that hadn't come in yet, and the lighthouse is still critical to navigation. We are sitting right now on 42 north latitude and 70 west latitude. 2,900 miles dead east, it's Portugal. 840 is the Titanic, and we've just had the anniversary of the Titanic. It's 840 miles dead east. So there's 4 lights up here telling you how to navigate yourself around Cape Cod. Now why? Because we stick way out to sea. And if you don't have those kinds of navigational lights, then you could run into the Cape thinking you were headed for Boston, and many, many ships did. What you see is 2 balconies. The light in the lighthouse is swinging round and round so that it glows on the horizon all the time. And every 5 seconds it flashes bright. And if you're a ship captain coming in from Europe in a sailing ship and you're way out to sea, that 5-second flash identifies that you are on the Highland Light. Right now we're 65 feet above the ground, but the ground's 120 feet above the ocean, so we're 184 feet above the ocean. And this light can project 16.3 miles to seaward. There's no doors in the light room, because if you were to open that door 100 years ago and a high wind, might blow out the light. And if it blew out the light, big, huge, expensive light, and the ships coming in from Europe didn't pick up the light, that would be a disaster. So you go out the lower gallery, walk around, climb a ladder on the back. The original location, of course, is where that stone is in 1797. It's moved back 16 years ago, but a couple of years before that, the Coast Guard guys sitting in the lighthouse in a big storm suddenly found the banking to our left going over the side. The banking is steadily eroding. The lighthouse is as far back from the banking now as it was from the banking in 1857 when it was built. So they see this banking let go, and the Coast Guard says, this lighthouse is going over the banking and we're going to abandon it because we could put a light on a pole. And everybody gets together and they raise the money to move it back, to save it, and so you see it further back. I doubt that the ancient critical to navigation matches, but somehow the lighthouses are a connection with the past. And I think they're preserved for that reason. That's one of the reasons we try to preserve this one.